I've been told of workers dying on their rounds, monsters prowling about. Before anyone can call this home, they will have to deal with these, inconveniences.
It's a little bit of urgent fix. Lovely.
Laboratory. Must have been an alchemist at one time. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast.
Hello everyone, it is the Almighty Jeff and this is episode 192 of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, or part 5 of the Blood and Wine DLC. Last time we started off by visiting the Cockatrice Inn where we had previously been during the main quest, and we picked up a ton of contracts that were on the notice board and also challenged the innkeeper to a game of Gwent. We went to visit Corvo Bianco where we met the Major Domo, Bartimus Basil Faulty. Obviously a play on the Faulty Towers character. We had a tour of our vineyard, learned about its history, and also put in a couple of investments which we will be going to see later on. And we also began working on one of our contracts, which was the Wine Wars, where we found there is a vineyard called Belgaard which is being sold but is being disputed over by two rival partners called Liam and Matilda, who were accusing each other of sabotaging each other's vineyards. And after we did some investigating and cleared out some of the problems they're having there, found that it was actually the late Count Crespi who had been setting up the feud between the two so that he could go in and sort of sweep the whole thing up. But Count Crespi was a victim of the beast, so it's all just been sort of over nothing. So we went to report our findings back to them. They said they're willing to work together, but they can't actually get the new vineyard until all the other problems are dealt with, which is exactly what we are doing at the moment. So we have a total of 3 left to go. I've just taken ourselves over to this one over here. So let's carry on. It's mostly I suppose. Maybe another couple of... yeah, let's just punch it. That sounds like a good idea. Why have we not still got a sword out? There's quite a lot of these locations have ended up leading us onto... oh my god. Treasure hunts as well. So, we'll do those as we come across them. Oh, come on. Okay, alright. There's one down. Dear. And it's 2 down. Excellent. This looks like it's another abandoned site, so Geralt's going to do his little meditation, and then people just appear around him. It's quite interesting that they've changed the cinematic for this. It definitely seems like a more isolated DLC than Heart of Stone in that regard. It feels like almost like a different game. Alright, okay, so see if there's anything interesting, see if there's any notes around.
Thanks for the help.
There have been some of the other ones. Sort of discussing plans of sabotage. These Archspore remains here. Oh, hello, hello, hello. There we go. Letter from Augustin Tunnelai. Ladelas, they've robbed the barrels from our storehouse. We must prepare a new batch and quickly, efficiently. Read your instructions carefully. Chop down 8 chestnuts. Prepare planks from them as quickly as you can. Then send the planks to be lied. Then find 12 acacias. Chop them down and remove the bark. We'll apply finish to the chestnuts as soon as they're back from leaching. Don't let any lads go out to work alone. Send them out in 2s at the least. I've heard those voracious yellow plants are liable to sprout up anywhere. They are true bane, so be careful. Augustine Cooper. Okay. So it seems just more of a generic letter. There's no real treasure there or implication of Crespi. That's how we sort of found out it was him in the first place. There was like hints that there was more going on than what met the eye. But they weren't at every site, because the first site we went to didn't have anything. That's fine, as long as the problem is dealt with. All that really matters at the moment. Just want to make sure I've got everything that is useful. Seems so. Come on, Roach. There we go. Alright, so the next site is only 200 meters away. Oh, we've got a lot of really high level wolves there. Leave them to it. Let them do their own thing. We'll just find ourselves charging head on into the next issue. Another person in distress. We had a person in distress last time as well that I sort of left them on their own. They was like, oh, will you escort me back? And I was like, yeah, I'd rather not. Because I hadn't finished looking around. Because it just immediately went into the cutscene as soon as I killed them. Which I'm assuming is what it's going to do this time. Yep, there we go.
I owe you my life, unknown knight. How are you dubbed?
Dubbed
Geralt of Rivia.
Geralt of Rivia.
My thanks, Sir Geralt. The scallywags thought to demolish our herb garden, you see. I thought, I shall take a ham, scare the rabble off, but to my great chagrin, there were too many and I failed. There's no use crying over spilt wine. Come with me to Vormentino. I'll patch up your armor or pound the anvil to fulfill some other need you might have.
Go ahead. I'll stop by when I'm in the area.
Okay. I think it is literally just the fast travel back if you want it, but it's not like they're going to turn up dead if we don't escort them back. But yeah, we obviously want to make sure that we get everything. Okay, it's locked. I'm sure we'll be checking all that out when we are done with the quest. Check out the vineyards. Gather some supplies. Oh my god, come on. I wonder if there's a secret entrance. Doesn't seem like it. I don't think it's that deep. Yep, it seems to be just about everything. Okay, well, let's have that and be back on our way to one more site, which is a little bit further away. Although, what is that down there? What do we have here? Nothing too significant, but anyway. Okay, so just got one more problem to deal with, and then we'll finish the wine wars. So, yeah. A little bit further away, I will see when we get there. Alright, we are just approaching our last zone. Their abandoned site. Oh, no doubt we do. Yep, we deal with Archespores again. Right, come on. Okay, why are we getting trapped? Why are we getting trapped? Hey, stop it. Oh, you are like no health left. Just the one this time? Just the one that time? Can we skip this? Yeah, we can. I'm just gonna skip it. We've seen it so many times already. Alright. Done and done. Let's just clear this place out. We've got purple dye. Sure.
came, you saw, you helped. Thank you, Witcher.
Thank you. Oh, and we got another thing here. Letter to a lover. My darling Melanie, I write you this letter while lapping up the last rays of the sun, which is just now hiding behind the horrendous crest of Mount Gorgon. It shall not be a long letter for two reasons. The first, it will soon be too dark to write, and the second, I have important duties to attend to. Miss Matilda has ordered me to see to the security of the newly built vineyard on Pavone Slope, and see to it attentively, for ill business is afoot of late at our Vermentino. When not bandits, it's these yellow monstrous parasites. I'll spend some time here withering while longing for you, my darling, like a vine pining for the touch of life-giving light. Yours forever, Laurent. Oh. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Okay, that's just all herbs, I think. Yeah, I think we're done. We are done. Alright, so we just need to return to Liam and Matilda, and then we'll be done with the wine wars. I don't know if there'll be any sort of continuation after that. If we can talk to them or anything. Should be interesting. Actually, there are no... Well, there is, I suppose, you could go to turning grounds. I'm just going to go straight over there. So I'll see you when we arrive. Alright, we are back. Let's get this thing settled. Back at the Toussaint Office of Internal Revenue. Both put your differences aside and get this finished.
Have you any news?
Solved your problems. Coronata and Vermentino can both go back to operating normally.
Under the circumstances, it is my pleasure to announce that title to the Belgaard vineyard will officially be signed over to the new consortium the two of you shall form.
Truly? I cannot believe it! We've done it!
Oh, thank you, Witcher. I've no idea how to repay you.
Could start with my reward.
Yes! Well deserved, I dare say. Here.
Thank you.
Far be it from me to insist, but I've a feeling a professional's aid might yet be useful to you. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Come with me. It is high time you saw Belgaard.
I'm not sure I liked his tone. Come with us, Witcher. Something tells me we shall have work for you yet.
Okay.
Alright, let's go.
So we're not done.
My desire for Belgaard to pass into capable hands was no idle whim, for the vineyard's fallen upon hard times since its previous owner's demise. I've been told of workers dying on their rounds, monsters prowling about. Before anyone can call this home, they will have to deal with these, inconveniences. That is the minister's wish.
More work for me, I guess.
If you're willing, we'll gladly accept your help.
Okay, that's a payable.
Sure, but I won't work for free.
Let's see, so let's try 1,000, I think. It's reasonable?
Fine. We have a deal.
Okay, good.
More or less already agreed, I guess.
That's a weight off my chest, I must say. Your reward shall be fair, I promise.
I'll get to work.
Okay, so we're not done. So, Belgaard's vineyard problems.
You will help me, won't you?
Yes, I will help you.
I'm counting on you, Witcher.
Please, don't bother me. I'm busy.
Okay, okie dude. Jesus, tone it down a little bit. Okay, there doesn't seem to be much around here. Right, so, where the hell are we? So the same region? So we're in, like, south of, oh my god, this is a big area. We've got 5 problems here. All these southern markets, Christ. I thought we were done with this. Okay. Right. Right, well, let's get started. No time like the present. Come on, Roach. More monsters to deal with. We'll probably have cleared off the vast majority of the side locations in Toussaint. Okay, vineyard infestation.
Help us! Look, monsters all about!
Intriguers. Oh, no, not intriguers. Okay. A while since I've had to deal with Endriggers, isn't it?
If I want to get rid of the Endriggers.
Right. You go boom. Excellent. Okay, you got a dead guy, unfortunately. Thierry Pierce's diary. Part of a journal, only latest entries legible, remaining pages stuck together with dried blood. I cursed every day I had to grovel and toil for Count Crespi. Now I curse every day I cannot serve him. Now I know why he was so harsh, so domineering, so quick to anger. One cannot remain calm and good-natured when so many troubles crop up every day in one vineyard. Now I, as the steward of Belgaard, must deal with each of them. The geologists the Count hired before his tragic death have disappeared. With him went the hefty sack of crowns we sent him and the study we had hired him to complete. Tilly Field is infested with giant centipedes, and a breathless page just ran up to inform me something's attacking the northern vines. Enough writing, I'll have to see what all the panic's about. Okay.
Move it.
Okay. Right. Okay. What are you doing? Right, let's just head down the road and take on the next roach. Why are we having issues? Come on. Better than this. We are better than this. What the... Jesus Christ, come on. It was a panther. Like a panther. Just charge straight on into the fray. He's got a pretty sizable bit of land, you know. It's just greedy he's wanting more. If this is all counts as his vineyard. Alright, how do we go? How do we go? Oh my god, that is a giant centipede. That is a giant centipede. 2 giant centipedes. Oh my days. Oh my word. That's one down. Oh my god, come on. 2 giant centipedes. Okay, letter to Gregory Pikeside. Dear Sir, I trust this letter finds you in good health. As per our early correspondence, I would like to commission from you a geological survey to use in determining in which location we shall find the most fitting soil for expanding our vineyard's acreage. I suspect my messenger has already given you your retainer. As a final matter, I wish to warn you against putting too much faith in the rumours which various beggars and vagrants have been spreading through our community in the last weeks. We are in this area, do not have any problems with giant centipedes or monsters of any sort, and you may begin your work at once with no need to fear. I wish you success and eagerly await the results of your survey. Count Vladimir Crespi. Well, that was just a goddamn lie, wasn't it? No bloody centipedes. Nothing but bloody centipedes. Alright. Is there anything else around here? Don't seem to find anything. Right then. So that's a new kind of creature we've not found before.
Come on.
On to the next site. We'll have more centipedes to deal with. Yeah, I was hoping we'd have got the question by now. I thought it would be you finish all the quests and then you just resolve it. But now it's just like, oh no, there are more quests that, you know, more group settlements that need your help. Never mind. Just make a precautionary save just in case. Don't want to die. I have to redo it all. Monster nest. Oh. That looks like more centipedes. Hey. That's one down. Come on, what are you doing? Well, that one went a lot better.
Human centipede spawning ground. Should destroy it.
Indeed. Cool. Oh, we've got another dead body. This bearing Belgaard's seal. Dear Gabriel, I assure you are surely aware, in the wake of the Count's death, all responsibility for the care and management of Belgaard has fallen on me. In that capacity, I turn to you for help. You are both the best rabdomancer in all the duchy and also a dear friend, so I pray you will not refuse me your services. Curious how your services might be needed by me in managing my vineyard, I shall soon tell you. Before his death, Count Crespi ordered an extraordinarily valuable batch of seedlings, and if we do not plant them in the very near future, they shall all wither and perish. Sadly, the Count left no record of where in the estates we are to prepare the ground for these seedlings. The geologist whom the Count has summoned to show us the most fitting soil collected his hefty retainer, then disappeared. I will not be surprised to learn he was a common cheat. Let us get to the heart of the matter. I wish to ask you to use your rabdomantical talents to locate where we should plant these valuable vines. I dare trust you shall take pity on an old friend and see to the task right away. Belgaard's coffers are, it is true, empty, but I think I shall find a way to compensate you for your troubles. Your friend Thierry Pieris. P.S. Be careful, for ever since Count Crespi's death, this area has not been as safe as it once was. Interesting. Right, we've only got 2 more of these problems to deal with. So let's get cracking. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this is all going to get resolved. Right. It seems like everything's like, oh yeah, I think the guy's just run off with the money, but I think he's likely he was eaten. By a giant centipede of the like. Yeah. Interesting nonetheless. Okay, come on, Roach. Come on. Yeah, this does make up quite a few of the quests in this DLC, because I've got a big list of quests, but like Wine Wars, there's like 6 Wine Wars. Okay, what the hell? Is that a wyvern? A Slizard? Tough cookie, aren't you? Whoa! Jesus Christ. Blimey, that was a tough thing. A tough old beast. Alright, yeah, we've seen, we know what we're doing. Abandoned site. Okay, let's have a look. Lesson reached in transmuter, green to blue. Ah, that's just what I always wanted. Okay, a letter bearing Castel Ravello's seal. Dearest cousin, based on what I gathered from you last letter, rumours about Belgaard's overtaxed condition are not exaggerated. In my opinion, there's no point you waiting for the new owner. The procedures involved in transferring such an important vineyard will last months, and meanwhile the estates will fall into ruin. He wrote you had to fire all the vineyard's guards, who will now protect you from wild animals. You know full well how many of them lurk in the Carabetta woods. They could attack you at any moment. I worry for you. I've already spoken to Master Fabricio, and he thinks a skilled steward such as yourself will find work over here. Stop playing the hero and come join me. I await your imminent, I hope, arrival. Your loving cousin Emile Castel Ravello. Okay. Let's just have a look around. Yeah, I'm just going to punch this barrel. Why not?
1,000 thanks, White One.
Everybody cool? Everyone working hard or hardly working? Okay, let's take these giblets. Love me some schizoid giblets. Alright, we only have one more and it is like 1,000 meters away, so I'm going to cut and I will see you when we get there. Okay, we're just approaching our final target. Another person in distress. Okay. How dare you, naughty bandits. Just slash you in twain. Oh man. Do love how graphic it gets sometimes. You got it pretty easily. Just a flesh wound.
Save me, sir! Help! Even more so! Someone to summon
What?
help! Brothers!
Are you pal? I think you're on your own. Hello, buddy.
I thank
You're
you,
right.
sir. Were it not for you, well, those bandits were not pulling pranks. I could pound some new steel for you in gratitude, but I must first return to my workshop in Belgaard.
Drop by when I'm in the area.
Okay. Oh, well, good. It would have been a great opportunity to fast travel back, but yeah, I've got some looting to do, so to put that to rest for the time being. Okay, sure. I think we are done. Yes. Doesn't look like there's anything else around. Alright, we're done with all of Belgaard's problems. Now, hopefully that should be it. Hang on, first of all, let me just take your stuff. Alright, I will see you back with Liam and Matilda.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet. Come on.
Alright guys, we've arrived. Just marked the Belgaard vineyard fast travel point. Let's go over. There was a point on my way over that Gal made a comment about meeting Regis in like a cemetery, which I imagine is probably where we're going to be going for the next quest. The next main quest anyway.
Tended to Belgaard's problems. Vineyard should be in as good a shape as ever.
Splendid. And thus, officially by the power vested in me, I grant you title to the Belgaard vineyard, and trust that you shall make good use of its grounds and resources.
Okay,
Excellent.
good stuff.
I can already smell the grapes ripening in the sun.
We shan't forget what you did for us. Here, your pay.
But that's not all. You must come back and see us shortly. We've a surprise in store for you.
I'll do that. Farewell.
Alright.
Ah, Witcher. You're always a welcome sight
Have
to
one
my
like you
vineyard.
side with me.
Okay, wait 3 days. Well, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just fast forward. So I'll see you when the days are passed. Alright, it is done. And they are around the corner for some reason. Right.
Witcher, a word.
I swear on
We've
my honor,
got something
I
for
shall
you.
smash the
It
plunderers,
will only take a
scatter
moment,
them to
I
the
promise.
winds, and drive them...
Right, I'm here.
Oh, Witcher, greetings. Kind of you to come. Matilda and I, we've a surprise for you.
You two seem to be getting along.
We are. There came a point we realized we had no grounds to quarrel. Things became altogether pleasant.
And a bit spicy.
Romantic. Quite.
Got it. Needn't say more. Glad things are going well for
I
you.
don't want to know.
What's the surprise? Some new monster I need to kill?
No, something far more pleasant.
We've produced a wine. According to the best sommeliers, it might just dethrone Est.
We owe this success to you. So, if you'd agree.
We'd like to name it after you.
What shall we call it?
Ooh. Oh, White Wolf. That sounds like a good name for wine, that, I think.
Why not White Wolf?
Wild, with character. It fits perfectly.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like to send a few bottles to your home every so often.
I'd be honored. Thanks.
No, we thank you. Take care, Witcher.
Yay! Okay, the grapes of Wrath stomped. Helps you know the warring vineyards and have a wine named in your something, I'm assuming in your honour.
I swear
Thank
on
you
my
again.
honor.
Alright, cool. Got a bottle of White Wolf. I like that. Let's see, is it actually any good? Third generation per enemy killed during combat. Okay. It ain't half bad. Alright, and that is Wine Wars finally over and done with.
Nourish yourself.
Very nice. I don't know if there's anything else worth doing at Belgaard, or indeed at the respective vineyards ones we owned beforehand. I might just do a quick look around, and then if not, I'll see you back at Corvo Bianco.
Master Witcher! The debt I owe I can never hope to repay, not in all my life. First, you ripped me from the Hanse's clutches. Now, thanks to you, the vineyard prospers like never before. You, sir, are owed a very good price on my goods.
Okay, thank you.
What were you doing in the Caraberta woods? And how'd you wind up a prisoner of those bandits?
Ever since the Count died, I've not had the resources to buy raw materials, meaning no new barrel hoops, no tools. So I mustered a few lads and went into the woods to scavenge. A great deal of scrap to be had in those elfin ruins, if you don't mind digging. Folks say the place is haunted, but I've no fear of elfin ghosts.
A rational man.
Rational or superstitious, it matters not. The point is, I did not see a single ghost. Yet a Hansa, yes, that we ran into. Though it seems I've more luck than sense, because you came along to save me.
Okay.
Tell me what you have.
See if he's got anything interesting. Gwent cards, maybe? No Gwent cards. Okay.
Can you craft me something?
Let's just get these options off with. If there's anything you could really do for me. I don't think he's going to be like a grandmaster or anything like that. Okay. Well, that's the guy that we saved. There will be people at the other two vineyards that we can speak to. So we may do that in the future. Or maybe today, who knows. Alright, we're at the Coronata vineyard, and here's the herbalist we saved.
Geralt, you did it! You managed to reconcile Coronata and Vermentino! Incredible! Master Liam has asked me to give you the best prices!
Okay.
Show me
No
what you got.
unique conversation there, but at least we've seen her. She's arrived safely, even though we never escorted her back. Alright, so now I just need to find the other one that we rescued. Alright, and now I've made my way over to Vermentino, which does not have a signpost, annoyingly, but it is just on the other side of the Pontar, so we've got Plisman's Bridge here, and we've got this site here, so we can talk to the armourer that we rescued.
I shall tell you this much. When first I heard Maid Matilda had forged a partnership with the ever-slippery Liam, well, I near popped a cork. But once it was revealed that Dinkle Tonk had not, in fact, been responsible for our woes, I thought to myself, I suppose it's about time Maid Matilda found a mister, is it not?
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
What do you have?
Great conversation. Okay, do you have anything of interest? You do not.
Craft something.
Let's just get these options off the table. No, bro. How about... Take care.
Thanks. See you later.
Okay, so at least we've talked to the folks that we rescued. That's cool. Alright, I am going to head over to Corvo Bianco and
Faster.
get up to date with our renovations. So I'll see when we get there. Alright, well, we're just about here. A few things are nice and set up for us. Why do we have our sword out? Put the sword away, please. No, both swords, please. Thank you. Right, so we can talk to Barnabas Basil. The history of Corvo Bianco. We've not read that yet, apparently. Corvo Bianco's origins have been lost to the midst of time. We have only a bare legend about the vineyard being founded by the owner of the Pomerol estate's son, who had been disinherited and exiled with only a caravaner sapling to his name. The modern history of Corvo Bianco begins with Master Boleus, who settled in the vineyard in his elder years. As a young man, Boleus had headed a division of sappers which fought in the far north. For his service, he was made a noble and awarded a great deal of coin. He took to rebuilding Corvo Bianco with great zeal. He dedicated the most energy to planting a beautiful garden for his wife, thus starting the craze for the use of herbs which were too sought at the time. After his wife, Boleus' second love was the olive tree, which is why he planted a great many of them all over Corvo Bianco. When Boleus' wife died, life lost its savour for him, and he began to think constantly about death. He sold his estate to Count Crespi, and the very day he signed the last piece of paperwork, he died. Oh, wow. It's sad. Okay. Oh, there's Barnabas Basil. How you doing, buddy?
Renovations coming along all right, Barnabas Basil?
Superbly, sir. General refurbishment has been completed, and I took the liberty of adding 2 racks, each upon which you might hang weapons and armor, if you've some pieces you'd like to display. Likewise, I have prepared a few spots in which new paintings might be hung. In other news, the laborers dusting out the cellar have made a most unusual discovery. I believe it's something you'll wish to see.
Alright, let's do
You
it.
say I should see it? I'll go see it right now, BB.
BB. Are you coming with me?
How might I be of service, sir?
Starting to really like this place. Maybe we should keep going, refurbish some more. What do you think, BB?
As you wish, sir. Shall we see to the house or the grounds this time?
Okay, let's do the grounds, I think.
Starting to get into this whole renovating thing. There must be other things we can improve.
What a splendidly wise idea. Now that the general refurbishment is done, why not see to the grounds? Perhaps renovate the stables, or return Madame Boleus's garden to its former verdancy?
Okay.
You know, Roach, my horse? Well, we've been through a lot together. And since I finally got a decent place to stay, I think she deserves one too.
Oh,
Hell yeah,
sturdy
of course.
stable testifies to a most honorable owner. Just say the word, and I'll have them start working on it at once.
Yeah, let's do it.
My Roach deserves the best.
She certainly does. She certainly does.
I shall get to work at once. Yet finding workmen and completing construction takes time, though likely no more than 2 days. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
So, sometimes I have to brew a potion, but I can't find the herbs I need growing anywhere nearby.
Well, you're in luck, sir. The flower garden, once kept by Madame Nina, Monsieur Boleus's wife, seems the ideal place to cultivate herbs. In fact, it's roomy enough to plant shrubbery.
Good idea, Barnabas Basil. Herbs there will save me hours of painstaking searching and harvesting.
The idea is yours, sir. I am but the humble executor of your will. I believe we shall have sown the first seeds in 2 days' time. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Okay, let's do something for my head as well.
By investing a bit of coin, I could make the house more functional.
Indeed, momentum is best maintained once established. Now that we've finished the general renovations, you might begin to consider such things as a new bed, or additional armor stands, or weapon racks. Also, some new furnishings and a fresh coat of paint on the walls would do much to improve the guest quarters.
There's a lot we can do here.
Buying a comfortable bed. Always wanted one.
Excellent idea. In your profession, rest is supremely important. But say the word, and I shall order you a bed from the carpenters who craft comfort for the court.
Great.
Okay, do it.
Order me a fine bed, please. Think I deserve one at my age.
Get on a bit, aren't you, Geralt?
I shall send a runner at once. The bet will be in place by this time tomorrow. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Could use another weapon rack. Got some interesting pieces I'd like to display.
I know of a carpentry shop in town which crafts the humblest lumber into true masterpieces. You need but give the word.
Fine. Order the racks.
Of course, at once. At most 1 day for them to arrive, is my estimation. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Along the path, I've often picked up well-crafted, beautifully ornamented armor. Some of those pieces would look great on display here.
I agree. It would lend the place a certain witch's air. Shall I order new stands at once, sir?
Yes. Just please make sure they're solidly made and nicely finished.
It goes without saying, sir. There is nothing worse than splendid armor upon a subpar stand. By this time tomorrow, they shall be ready to display your finest finds. Is there anything...
Okay.
Was
Let's do the
wondering
guest
about
room.
the guest room. Not that I'm expecting company, but
Oh, but that is immaterial. All self-respecting homes should boast a comfortable guest room. What if someone were to drop by unannounced?
My daughter, hopefully?
yeah. Sooner we start on that, the better.
I can tell a man of action immediately. I'll see to it myself. The room shall be ready in 2 days, in my opinion. Is there any...
Is it? I swear I saw another option there.
Feels
With the up...
Oh. Okay,
thanks. Gotta get back to...
alright then. So we've got some places to hang up art and stuff like that. But, yeah, so that might be a thing we look into. We've got some more renovations going on. How am I doing in terms of money at the moment? We are in 4 figures. That is frightening. I don't think we've been that way for a long time. Christ. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right. Well, let's go look into the basement. We're going to need to start making some money soon. Right.
Strange. Something behind this wall, I think.
Okay, I'll do that in a second. Let's just grab all this. Okay, this is where we were when we had the skirmish, wasn't it? With the Bruxer. Just make sure all this is looted. We have to find a way to make some big money fast. We are very much running out. Okay, we're done in here. Just check down this way. Okay, that's it. It's a little bit of argent fix. Lovely.
Laboratory. Must have been an alchemist at one time.
Hmm. Julius Ban Gave's letter. Okay, to whoever finds this letter, my name is Julius Ban Gave, and if you are reading these words, I am surely long dead. As befits one of my station and familial connections, I was sent to study at Belgaard, the famed school for mages, yet I was never to complete those studies. For the entire duration of my life, magic held but a weak hold over a soul, ravished by a passion for organic alchemy. It was to that most wondrous of sciences I dedicated the most beautiful years of my life, and the table beside which you now most surely stand is the fruit of those labours of love. For a fellow lover of alchemy, I hazard to guess that you will be filled with rapture to behold my discovery. If, however, that marvellous science is unknown to you, please heed my advice. Drop this letter, step away from the table, and never return. The practice of alchemy by amateurs can lead to injury and even death. If you did not drop this letter after that last paragraph, you are no strangers to alchemy. Thus I shall now reveal to you in a few brief words the fundaments of the alchemy table I designed. Leaving aside all unnecessary detail, my chief discovery consisted of a formula and tools allowing for the transmutation of mutagens taken from monsters into mutagens of the more common sort. I know this sounds highly unlikely, but I have proven with utmost certainty that this is possible. The workings of this transmutation are simple. One must simply make use of the table which I designed. As an expert in the arcane arts of alchemy, you certainly already know your way around such devices. If you are but an amateur, a member of the hoi polloi, who has by accident wandered to this abandoned place, back away lest your ignorance do you grievous harm. You are surely asking yourself why I hid my discovery from the world, why I did not share my formula with the community of alchemists. Well, let us say I have forever been regarded as an eccentric, aloof. and I have always believed it is pure chance and not men themselves that determine destiny. Furthermore, I have never sired offspring and have no desire to entrust my opus to a mere acquaintance. I thus concluded the best solution was to hide my table and trust that chance will, if my theory is correct, bring a man here who shall know how to make use of it, whom it shall delight and to whom it shall prove of great use. Whether I am right or wrong, time will tell. Use my gift wisely and fare you well. Julius Bangave, alchemist. Alright. Interesting. Alright. So, we're done with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to head back to the tourney grounds and play a couple of games of Gwent. That's right? Yeah. So I'll see you over there. Alright guys, we're back at the tourney grounds. We're going to try and beat a couple of people at Gwent. There's a few sort of services you can interact with, and they all have like a game of Gwent you can play. So let's do it. Let's talk to the barber first.
I've heard tell of your accomplishments.
Need a bit of grooming.
I mean, not really. But let's just get rid of all this.
Gwent, maybe we could play around.
Alright, let's give it a whirl. Right then. That's a pretty good hand. Yeah, let's try that. Right. Throw a towel straight in there. Okay, he's got the DKI. I'm assuming he's going to hit me back with that one. Stick to the back row first. Oh, that's how we're doing it, is it? Is that how we're doing it? I'm just going to steal him right back. And you know what I'm going to do? Oh, yeah, you do that. I'm going to just play him right back at you. How about that? How'd you like that? Have one of those as well. Yeah, why not? It's Christmas. Okay. Okay. I feel like I'm not winning this go. I'm gonna freeze him up though. Okay, we may still win this go. Don't really want to waste too much though. We'll need 7. Could use yen, but that will... We can use that as a card to go forward. Yeah, you know, I'm going to just play this. There we go. Pass though. We've got more cards and we won the round. That's a good start. It's a boogie. Okay. Oh, you rat. You rat. Well, I think we're doing alright, you know? We're way ahead. Oh, he's actually run out of cards, I've just noticed. Well, he does have his, yeah. I was gonna say, he does have his power card, but doesn't seem to have done much. Hey, victory!
Long live the champion! Welcome, Sir Geralt. I've heard...
Okay, we've got the Skellige Storm. I just want to say farewell.
My time's up. So long.
I'm just taking all the clothes off, put the towel on just to say, okay, bugger off. Okay, but we've done him. That's nice. I suppose we'll do the innkeeper. Long live the champion. Yes, that is me.
A fairy tale.
Would you like to play some Gwent, milady?
Well, well, the one and only Geralt. The bridge his crest graces my establishment. What do you need, sir?
Okay.
Be so kind as to show me what you have to sell.
Okay, nothing of interest.
A round of Gwent, maybe?
Drink and be merry. Thus
We can be merry. Yes. Okie dokie. Not great. Not great. Yes, we'll give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. It's always good. Just so you know what kind of people we're dealing with here, I'll just hit you with Siri straight away. Okay. Had to do it to you, love. Had to do it to you. Okay, okay. She's still playing. She's still playing. What I might do, take that card back out. And refocus my attention on the back. Okay, you have passed. A wise decision. Thing. Unless, oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, unless she's got a scorch up her sleeve or something, we had a good chance of finishing that. There we go. That's another 2 games of Gwent done. We've got the War Longship. Lovely.
Well,
Yep, I'm here. It's me, the one and only. All right, done. That's another. Long live the champion. Indeed. Okay. With what time I have left of the episode, I was hoping I'd have more, but one was end up extending itself. We are going to begin working on the next main quests. I don't imagine we'll get very far with it, but it's at least worth, I feel, getting started. Some more archspots to deal with first. Can you not?
Saddle.
You are slain. Smash you to splinters. Okay, Meleshalongi Cemetery, yada yada. Oh, we can read. Gregory Sedinsky, athlete extraordinaire, liked to carry great weights but got a little carried away. Oh, shame. Pavel Banana Panusk, creator of Pumpkin Ball, a game popular in Argrin in which teams try to toss pumpkins into baskets. Can you read all of these? Limruse, Duchess Adamatus Court, sorceress granted the wishes of the common folk. Okay, I don't see there being much point to this at the moment. I may be wrong. I might have to do a bit of research into that. But, yeah, anywho. Well, there's a couple of things that are lighting up around here. Okay. What is all this stuff? Why is this match red? Perhaps it will become relevant in the future. I don't know. Regis.
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be. Gotta be another way in around here.
Okay. Imagine this is it. I'm making a precautionary save first. Oh no, that wasn't a big jump at all. Oh, that was it. I was expecting it to be like a big cousin.
Victuals are plenty around here. Show me what you got. Geeky more eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash.
Okay.
Decaying
Do that.
bones. Geekymores must have tunneled into the grave. It's some stench. Great.
Uh-oh. Did you just kill all my eggs? Do you realize how long I've been working on that?
Not bad.
Okay, we're getting all sorts of new creatures today. Well, I think we've dealt with Kikimors in like the past games in like Witcher 1 or 2. But a couple of routes we can go here. Hello, can I have a look, please? You please? Oh. Okay, thank you very much.
There's something here. Need to use the eye.
Oh, treasures. Treasures. We like treasures. Cassus Fodaris. Okay. A knight's oath. Here rests Sir Ramon of Gishon. On my grave you will not find the likeness of the man who once lived. I gave my heart, soul and body to the knightly craft, and I wish to be remembered as a knight. The symbol of chivalry is a naked sword, and that symbol rests above me. The sword that defended my honour, my friends, and my heart. The sword that was closer to me than a brother. The sword that was never stained by the blood of an innocent man. Let it rest on this stone through the ages. Well, sorry about that, buddy. I'm taking it, and I'm probably going to put it in Corvo Bianco. I need some displays. Okay.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Okay, I trust you, Regis.
Spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Okay. And why do I feel that hand's gonna... Yeah, it's gonna twitch. Well, I wasn't done in there. Can we... Music is really eerie. It's creeping me out. In a good way, though.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask indirectly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Okay.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand or move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
I did indeed.
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now.
Okay.
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have
Deep.
been alive then.
What?
Sheesh. Experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. it's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Got a new life, a new body. That give you a new start, blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detloff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
All right, give you one question.
We ask him 5 and he's just like, I'll give you 1.
As fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
That's an existential question, isn't it? I think he would. I think he would be a witcher.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Okay, interesting. I enjoyed that. That's a very deep questions there. I love that we asked like about 6 of Regis and then like, all right, you get 1 question. Isn't it? Oh, god damn, I'll be, you know, this is rather cruel. And the raven has returned.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the White survived entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the White's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder, or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the White will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the White to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Hey, that was a hell of a lot of information. Hey.
I shall set up my gear, start brewing residence. No reason to delay.
Sure. Okay. I wanna go back in. Yeah. Regis is updated. Yeah, I love the medal of just going up to a spotted white and just giving him like a little flask and then saying, "Can you just spit in that, please?" Okay, let's just see if there's anything else worth looting in here. Yeah, my last thoughts before I succumb to sleep. My last thought before falling asleep. If there is no death, does life exist? Hate is a very interesting feeling. I've noticed that people improve themselves with it to great effect. Sometimes I would like to stop thinking. If we were to create a god as the humans have, what would he be like? People justify bad deeds by good intentions. I'm not sure if this is greater idiocy. I would drink the freshly squeezed blood of an infant. I know I can't, but I hope that its velvety taste will send me to sleep. I strive to live like a person, and it means that I have ceased to feel good among people as well as among my own. Maybe I made a big mistake. I've always wanted to write, so I'm very tired of fuck it all. People don't think about the present, they usually remember old times or worry about the future. I have a feeling that my friend Detlef will die. I am sad. Oh, poor Regis. Regeneration potion formula. 8 measures of vervain extract, Leshen Fang, Senkarum, Altantra, broth made of young mandrake shoots. Grind the larger ingredients, add the smaller ones whole, boil everything in a bronze kettle using crystal water. Consume the mixture twice daily in half-measure doses. Do not exceed the recommended dosage. I don't know why that tickles me. Regis, have you just crashed my game? What's going on? What the hell? Okay, that was scary. Okay. Bibliography of the Vampire Regis from the Quill of Dandelion. Okay. Wait for all these other ones I've already read to disappear. Okay. Just not come up, I don't know why. Read it in a moment. Okay, that seems to be this room dealt with. That was a secret room, wasn't it? Oh, it was a one-way. Okay, well, with that, we're actually, we're done. Let's just head out again. A thorough look around, although... Yeah, that's the way we came in, wasn't it? That's where we were. There's Regis up there. Trying to crash my game. Okay, right then. First of all, let's read that book that I picked up for some reason didn't read. Okay, one of the most extraordinary individuals I've encountered during my numerous adventures at Geralt's side was the vampire known as Regis. To be precise, he was known as Emil Regis Rohalek Terzieff Godfroy. By his own reckoning, he was 428 years old and was the descendant of unfortunate beings trapped in our world during the conjunction of spheres. You are surely thinking, dear reader, about catacombs, Alps, and other such monsters, and are pondering how it was that the Witcher, who, it must be admitted, is a slayer of monsters, came to keep such company. I must here explain that Regis was a high vampire, a creature which physically does not differ at all that much from a man. High vampires are also much more powerful than the wild conferers, and their regenerative abilities significantly outpace those of anything else you've encountered or can even imagine. But it is not because of his outer appearances or inner strengths that Regis became our dear companion. True, he could be pretentious and rather pompous in his frequent length perorations, but one would be hard pressed to find him in the haughtiest. The haughtiness usually present in higher beings. Regis valued human life dearly and refused to kill unless forced to do so. As he once confessed, high vampires do not in fact need to drink blood at all in order to survive. They treat it somewhat as if we treat alcohol. A rough grasp of this dynamic might be given to you by the fact that when we met him, Regis had been abstinent for years. He never revealed to us why he decided to join our search for Ciri. He had never met her before, nor did he live to see her. He died at Stig Castle during the battle against the mad mage Vilgefortz, who was responsible for the whole affair. He died for a cause which he surely did not fully understand, but he did it to defend those he held dear and simply because it was the right thing to do. I shall always remember him as a rural surgeon reeking of herbs. That is how he came to us during our first encounter at the Fencar necropolis, when he treated me and my companions to a fantastic brew he made up from mandrake root. Wherever you are, my friend, bottoms up. Well, that'd be nice if we could actually take him back to Dandelion, to just show that he's survived. Right, we have got a lot of stuff to go through. So Draconids, picked up these lizards, and insectoids, we picked up the giant centipedes, Kikimor warrior, the Kikimor workers, the necrophages, we've got spotted whites. Okay, and we got an update on Regis. Alright, and in regards to our world map, we've of course picked up several locations that we've cleared off. So we got the person in distress, the abandoned site, and this abandoned site, which are the lost locations we had to clear up for the individual jobs we had. And we then came to the Belgaard vineyard, and we've cleared up several locations around. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I think, and we picked up the cemetery, although I think we may have actually been here before. But yeah, I think that is it. And then in terms of quests, we've advanced through La Cage Afau. We've advanced some more through No Place Like Home. We've completed Wine Wars Consorting, and also Wine Wars Belgaard. So there's actually 2 Wine Wars Belgaard. So I think this is the one that starts the quest and this is the one that finishes it. So yeah, there we go. And we did level up right at the end there. I'm not sure what I'm going to put it towards. So maybe we'll just put it there. I don't know. And let's meditate till midday. Oh. We got some XP. I think that's for reading the bestiary entry. So yeah, we'll save the game there. Alright guys, that's what we're going to end for today. So, pretty intense episode. We finished the Wine Wars. It went on a lot longer than I was anticipating, and as such, this episode ended up at the length that it has, but we've got it finished now, so that's cool. That's taken off a lot of locations as well. We've done some more renovations at Corvo Bianco, we've played a couple more games of Gwent, and of course we've actually caught up with Regis again. So we're ready to progress through the main story, which I'm really looking forward to. And next episode we're going to continue on with this quest and see through to the end. So hopefully we'll go and find this spotted white. Before I pull up, let me take a second to thank my amazing patrons. My £5 patron is Ron Hyler. You can find links to his channel as well as my other £3 patrons in the description down below. And also going to secret to my £1 patrons. Thank you so much everyone. It is truly appreciated and it goes a long way to help the channel, so I do thank you a lot for that. And if you should go a Patreon, you can follow the link in the description down below. You don't have to do that because at the end of the day, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.